Yeah, when I first started to look for Oscar, and therefore meeting lots of people and interviewing lots of people that had met him, I was just amazed at the cross section of sociological types of people that he encountered and was, easily able to mingle with and communicate with, from sort of barbaric British bar culture to, the upper echelons of international politics. It was incredible how he managed to manipulate his way into different social circles. It was incredible. And another thing that really struck me quite early on was the time factor. It's like people that I met, Eve, for example, the particular time that Oscar met him, he was also meeting other characters, on the other side of the Atlantic in the United States. And it just didn't add up. I thought I was going crazy trying to piece all this together, but there was just no time, no, sort of linear time frame to Oscar's life. He was just all over the place at different times, different places. But having other experiences at the same time, it was really, really bizarre. It started to drive me crazy. Yeah.
So then what happened? Then you knew him for how long? I mean, that was the first time you met him, and then you saw him a few times after?
Yeah, I saw him after. We was really friendly. We were good mates. That is what I can't understand, what he did to me. That's where it doesn't figure out.
But, I mean, you said what he did to you. What did he do to you?
He ripped me off. He robbed me.
Are you absolutely sure about that, or...?
That's why I'm so angry, yeah. Because I'm sure it's him.
But you don't know for sure?
No, I don't know for sure. I'm not 100%. But...
Right. And then after you knew him for a while, and he was coming into this bar.
Yeah, he was coming, drinking, coming in, being friendly and that. But yeah, then my mate, she turned up, and he was getting really friendly with her, and I was thinking, hello, this is a bit naughty. It's just like, I thought we had some sort of thing going, although nothing ever happened. I thought we had something there, and anyway, they just got up and walked out. And I thought, fucking cheap, where's she going?
Yeah.
And I get a phone call in the morning, and he answers the phone. I said, what the fucking hell are you doing there? Oh, I've just, I said, what do you mean? It's, I said, well, you've obviously screwed my best mate. I said, that don't work, mate. Powers don't do that. That is just not on.
Right.
And that really freaked me out.
And did you speak to your friend about this?
Yeah, I did. I approached her.
And what?
As she said, nothing happened. You know what mates are like.
Yeah, but if nothing happened with you, maybe nothing happened with her.
Well, maybe, yeah. Who knows? Perhaps that's where he's a bit weird.
Yeah, but...
And he said, okay, we have to meet each other again. I said, well, I'm waiting for someone. He's gone to do his business. When he come out, we see what happens. If I'm free, then we can go out separate, we can drink. And then we see, what you want, or I want. So, I start talking. Then my friend come out from,
the place
okay,
was...
they brought the whatever you can say, but so.
And Oscar was sat in the car.
Yeah, he was sitting, and then my friend came, and he know him very well as well. Start talking to each other, and then they said, "Oh, it's really late.
Yeah.
Let's go back to hotel. We can have a couple of drinks and blah blah blah." And my friend was really fucked. He was really tired. So he said, "I'm gonna go bed," and then Oscar was still sitting in the car. And I say, well, ambassador said, if you want to give him a lift, give him a lift, Or if you want to stay in the hotel, you can stay in the hotel. He said, no, I'll go with the Frizzy. He seemed too nice guy. Bullshit. But anyway. So, I said, okay, I'll drive you back home, wherever, where you live. He said, no, let's go, we'll have a drink. So So, okay, where? I said, okay, there is a late night drinks, clubs, whatever, cocktail bars. Let's go, we have a drink. So we went to, we had a couple of drinks, we started talking, and then he met one of the guy. He was drinking, really burly, fat bastard. So then they start talking, all that. I was there.
Who did you know you knew this guy?
I don't know that guy, actually.
No.
I don't know him. I have seen him.
Yeah.
Actually, he was in the party as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know him personally.
Yeah. Where is he from, do you know?
I think he's from US.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
This is secret
Yeah.
things, and tell me everything for him. So secret. So I don't explain because
You're saying that you just think there was a lot of secrets?
yes, I love secrets. Tell me secrets. I don't like if I speak about my past. Tell me this. This is really strange before me, but I love him, and if I love him, I want with him have a nice time.
And you did have a nice time with him?
Yes, beautiful time.
Yeah?
I never forget.
It's the way he had a few little funny characteristics about stuff, and I mean, I've known many English people, but certainly the way he kind of picked his nose, for example.
Well, a lot of English people do that.
Yeah, man, but they don't eat it afterwards, do they? Huh? I mean, do they?
Well, in private, maybe.
In America, of course you do, but in England, no. Not the English people.
Well, actually, I think Americans do pretty much the same as English people, which is
I think the Yanks, we're more deficient in minerals, and I think that's why they eat their own snot, personally. I mean, don't quote me on this, but he wasn't doing that.
Right, one doesn't talk about that sort of thing.
What he actually did, when he picked his nose, he put it into a tiny, tiny little ball, right? And he flicked it right onto the sauna coals. So you get this little...
Yeah.
You could hardly hear it. But it was fascinating the way he did that.
Yeah.
Because every time, he did it only twice.
Right, okay.
He hit the same chord.
Was it, did he did that sort of like to show you something? Was that trying to impress you or something?
I don't know.
Because he does seem a bit confused about human behaviour and
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is coming up a lot where he does quite strange things, thinking it's very clever, or as like he's seen the way other humans impress each other. And maybe this is an example how Oscar thought maybe he could impress other people. So let's just move on. So you met him, and then you started to talk to him in the sauna.
Yeah.
And what happened to the? Did you see him for a few days after that? Did you become friends with him, or
Well, what happened immediately after that is that Diane invited me to her party. Okay. She was having a private party.
Yeah.
It was in celebration of something. She wouldn't tell me quite what it was at the time, but I found out later. And
what was it?
Well, it's kind of private. I don't really want to say. Is this going out? Or,
Oh no! Well, no. It's just purely for my own documentation.
I don't really want to include.
No.
My friends in this.
You can say anything. Honestly, trust me. I'm a journalist.
Okay. Yeah. You hear this guy?
But if you don't feel comfortable, I mean, if you've got something to hide yourself, then I can understand. If you maybe if you're gay and you don't want to sort of the whole world to know, then